everyone, welcome back to a brand new season of Nerd Central. I'm still your lovely host, Corby Raridan, and we have so much stuff to talk about today. There's been a lot of new entertaining news in the past few weeks, so let's not waste any more time and jump straight into the news. For starters, the new Super Mario Galaxy movie had a brand new trailer release, and we had our first look at the fan favorite character, Yoshi. From the looks of the trailer, we got to see Baby Mario and Luigi at the end, the iconic frog suit power-up by Luigi, Birdo, and so many more eye-catchers for fans to point out. It doesn't look like Yoshi has a definitive voice actor as he just makes sounds in the trailer, but it's still great to see the lovable dinosaur return to the series again. The movie is releasing on April 1st this year, so check it out and come back to this video and let us know what you thought about the movie. Continuing with the movie side of news, an indie film made by a very popular and loved YouTuber has made its way into theaters and surpassed initial thoughts of success at the box office. That's right, Markiplier's film Iron Lung was released recently and has since crossed $21 million globally. The movie has done such an amazing job that Markiplier went on stream after the movie's release to thank his fans for everything, going on to even say, "It's kind of a hero moment to showcase indie filmmaking is possible." If you get the chance, I would recommend checking it out to support him and the film's release. And finally for news, we go to the anime side, and it is a big news drop indeed. In a recent mega live stream, it was announced that the anime Dragon Ball Super would be returning. Nearly 10 years after its end, the anime will return with an adaptation of a highly requested arc, the Galactic Prisoner arc, or better known as the Moro arc. No release date has been given yet, but don't fret, Dragon Ball fans. It was later announced that later this year, in the fall, there would be a remake of the first Dragon Ball Super arc, titled Dragon Ball Super Beerus. Supposedly, this is meant to be a remake of the Super series for fans with better animation, pacing, more accuracy to the manga, and so much more. Fans are excited and hoping that they do this for arcs after this one, as the series needs a modern touch-up to make it better. And that brings our news to a close. Man, it's so good to be back here doing the news again. I love this job. If you guys are enjoying so far, let us know down below and share what your favorite piece of news was. And while you do that, we'll roll right into the packs with a returning member who brings nothing but heat. That's right, it's Josh with Mole Movies. Take it away, Josh.
Hey everyone, my name is Josh Oswald, and welcome to Season 2 of Mole Movies, where every week I watch a movie that's somewhat underappreciated, underground, or straight up forgotten about, and then I give you my thoughts on them and what I like so much about them. Don't worry, I won't be pulling any 1923 Serbian silent films told from the perspective of a sad shoelace, but we might get there eventually. So with all that out of the way, let's get talking about today's film, Minari, directed by Lee Isaac Chung and released in the US on February 12th, 2021. We start the film on David Yi, the son of a South Korean family moving from California to Arkansas in the 1980s. After having a hard time keeping work in California, Jacob Yi, the father of the family, made the decision to pursue the somewhat cliché American dream and bought some land he considered to be farmable, hoping it would give the family the finances it needed to succeed in the West. However, as a viewer, you start to get the sense that maybe this move to Arkansas wasn't necessarily a family decision. The mother of the family, Monica, is continuously thinking about the consequences of their actions and how each one will not only impact their family, but more specifically their children. David Yi is one of the major focal points of the film because he's supposed to be somewhat of a stand-in for the perspective of the director himself, Lee Isaac Chung. David has a distinct connection with the grandmother in this film as well, and this relationship functions as a key emotional element in the story, especially with all the conflict going on within the family. Throughout the film, the plans Jacob had for the family slowly don't pan out, and we see this failure almost tear the family completely apart. However, one of the things Grandma does when she arrives is plant a native Korean plant, Minari, by a creek bed on a further part of the property, and I think the contrast between the crops David plants and the Minari Grandma plants is an intentional metaphor for not only the family, but also the director's heritage and culture. I think one of the few things you benefit from on rewatch of this film is the first time you watch it, you kind of think Jacob is the main character. After all, he's got the most screen time, his decisions impact the plot the most, and he goes through a lot of change in this film. But on rewatch, I think you see that David is really the main character, and and I think the director tells you this immediately by opening the film on David's face and then showing his POV. This puts you in the shoes of the director, and you can tell there's a personal connection to this film immediately. I think one of the most compelling parts of this story, though, is the metaphor for the crops Jacob plants and the Minari grandma plants, as I mentioned earlier. Jacob's farm repeatedly encounters struggle and fails to produce what he wants it to. However, the Minari planted by the creek flourishes. Minari is known as a resilient Korean plant that can grow pretty much anywhere, and I think this is directly commenting on the resilience of Korean immigrants, and despite the hardship they faced, their roots are strong, and their resilience is what really drives them to flourish. And I don't think it's any coincidence that this is planted by the grandma, who both David and the audience grow closer to as the film progresses. However, I'm gonna have to leave it there. This film is sentimental and endearing, so watch this where you can and form your own opinion. I would give Minari a 9 out of 10, and I highly recommend this to anyone who enjoyed films like The Fabelmans, The Farewell, and May December. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.
Great pack, Josh. So good to have you back, man. And can't wait to see what you got for us this season. Next up, we have a brand new member of the team. Let's give a warm welcome to our very own Colton. Take it away.
Cowboy Bebop, a show that needs no introduction, but boy, what an opening. Cowboy Bebop is iconic. Based on the manga of Shinichiro Watanabe, Cowboy Bebop is a neo-noir space western, premiered in 1998, and has been a smash hit ever since. Garnering 26 episodes and a whole movie, Cowboy Bebop's relevance is still seen today in... not that one. Oh, no, not that one. That one's not that bad. Anyways, where was... Oh, right. Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop follows the crew of the Bebop in the year 2071 as they travel across space trying to make ends meet. Shenanigans ensue as their protagonists take jobs and find themselves in some sticky situations. This motley crew consists of 5 main characters. Spike Spiegel, a smooth-talking, smooth-moving bounty hunter whose cool facade hides a dark past. Jet Black, a former Intersolar System police investigator turned bounty hunter with a heart of gold. The show begins with just him and Spike on the Bebop until the third member of their crew kinda just makes herself at home on the ship. Faye Valentine is a woman skilled in the ways of persuasion, manipulating her way to the top and catching bounties wherever she can. The fourth member of our crew is the hacker radical Edward. Ed is incredibly eccentric and has a refreshing childlike wonder to her that is necessary for this grisly crew of bounty hunters. Last, and certainly not least, is I. He's a dog. Yeah, he's a cute little. I don't know what you want me to say. Now, let's rank Cowboy Bebop on the patent-pending Peakometer. Category 1 is animation. The look of Cowboy Bebop is part of what makes it so incredible. With its retrofuturism aesthetic and intense action scenes, Studio Sunrise makes it a truly timeless classic. Cowboy Bebop gets a solid 8 out of 10 on the animation scale. Up next is the incredible music of Cowboy Bebop. The soundtrack was made by the Seatbelts, a band formed specifically to make the soundtrack you've been listening to this whole time. The score of Cowboy Bebop gets a perfect 10 out of 10 on the Peakometer. Our final category for today is plot. The interactions between characters is a masterclass at handling that motley crew vibe. Mixed with deep themes like existentialism, loneliness, and the result of a bad past, Cowboy Bebop is a story that should not soon be forgotten. The plot of Cowboy Bebop gets another 8 out of 10. All in all, Cowboy Bebop gets a 9 out of 10. I think it's safe to classify Cowboy Bebop as certified peak. Thank you for watching.
Sick pack, Colton. I'm already invested in yours and excited to see what peak moments you talk about later. Finally, for our packs, we have our final new member showcasing his pack to us as well. Please help me welcome Alex. Take it away.
Hello, my name is Alex, and thank you for joining us for Cuts and Colors, where we will discuss the different effects seen throughout different films and television shows and discuss the importance they hold, along with looking into how they actually do work. From simulated gore to movie monsters, we will discuss it all. First in the lineup, we will be discussing the 2013 iteration of Evil Dead. In the 2013 Evil Dead remake, the story follows a group of friends trying to help their friend Mia get off of heroin. But after reading the Necronomicon, they awaken an ancient demon that causes a malicious entity to possess Mia and unleash havoc upon the friend group. The 2013 version of Evil Dead serves as both a competent remake of the 1981 film while providing a renewed feeling to the franchise, where it maintains the original over-the-top effects of the past while adding a sense of grit and brutality that was not seen before. Unlike many films produced around this time, Evil Dead has an intentional focus on making the mass majority of the effects practical, to both honor the original 1981 version, but also to make the horror feel more authentic, with one of the major effects being a amputation with a turkey carver. The turkey carver scene hits the titular point in the film where the weight of what is happening around the characters collides with the characters realizing what they must do to survive. In the film, each act of brutality reflects the fault of the characters inflicted with it. With the character Natalie, her internal struggle surrounding control and passiveness is seen through her act of mutilation. We see her holding herself back and letting other people take charge throughout the film. And within the turkey carver scene, she is faced with the ultimate decision of letting the infection grow or to make the ultimate choice and take the hard path. The scene in particular heavily uses and highlights the use of silicone prosthetics and blood gags. When we look at the infection creeping up the arm and the prosthetic arm itself, there is a heavy amount of silicone used. The reason that artists use it is because it has a skin-like appearance not only in color but texture as well. And when we look at blood gags, we can see this beautifully used in her amputation. The way that this effect functions is that a prosthetic made of silicone is casted from a life cast of the actor's limb, where on a production day, it is attached to the actor's body, where they can ultimately cut into the body part and not have to worry about harming themselves. And within the prosthetic limb, there usually is a series of tubes that provide the blood to spray out. Discussion over the 2013 iteration of Evil Dead.
Great pack, Alex. All of that was just fantastic to see and really interesting as well. So far, this first episode back has been phenomenal, but we're not done yet. Next up is our special Nerd Corner segment, right after these commercials.
Local music, local artists. Learn about them and the stories behind their music with On the Record, Mondays at noon on KNWT.
Welcome back from the commercial break, and welcome to the Nerd Corner, where we take 1 to 2 people and quiz them on their nerdiness. Today, we've got a special guest for you all, KNWT's very own Wiley Goff. Now, how you doing?
Doing great, Corby. Thank you for having me. Glad to be back on Nerd Central. Used to have a pack on here called Slashback. Flashback to that. Now, flash forward to now, though, you guys will see me around a little bit more. I got a pack coming out called Rock Solid. It'll be about 90s rock music. So stay tuned and watch Nerd Central.
All right, nice little plug in there. Just letting everybody know what's going on. Now, it's good to have you back on the show. Good to have you here, especially for the first episode of our new Quiz Corner. Now, you're a man of many different tastes, if you might say that. And when we do these quiz questions, we're not just basing them around any normal trivia. These are aimed for your interest in particular. So we got questions about rock, we got questions about WWE, and about some horror movie slashers.
Okay.
Now, we got about 5 questions in this. How good do you think you're going to do?
I'm hoping for 2, but obviously to certify my nerdiness, I'm gonna go for 5.
Okay, it's good to set the bar high,
Yeah.
set those goals up.
Yeah, but as long as I have 2, I'll at least walk out of here somewhat happy.
Okay. Well, without further ado, let's get right into the quiz, shall we?
Oh boy.
All right, question 1. Who is Chucky's main target in the Child's Play franchise?
It's multiple choice, right?
Here are your answers.
Oh, thank goodness.
We have Danny Torres, Andy Barclay, Nancy Thompson, and Nika Pierce.
Okay.
Take a second. Let me think it over here.
All right. Well, I know that I can cut this down to a 50-50
Okay.
just because I know as a little boy. So it has to be either Danny or Andy. Survey says it's got to be Andy Barclay.
We're going with Andy Barclay.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see if you're correct. That is correct.
Let's go.
That is
Oh.
1 in the bag.
Oh, yes. 'cause-
Starting off on a good note.
Yes, but my only thing was that actually kind of rocked me a little bit. So I'm excited to see where we go.
All right. Child's Play is a very interesting series, but I do remember for the first few movies, like, Chucky just had it for this kid in particular. It was like, I'm getting this kid. So, moving on to question 2. This is a rock-based one. What is Nirvana's last studio album? It's been a while. It's been a while.
No shot. All right, let's see those answers.
Here's what we're looking at here. Oh, that was the little card. Take a look at the answers.
Okay.
We got In Utero.
Okay.
I think that's correct. We got Nevermind, Bleach, and Insecticide.
There we
That is
go.
how you say that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know it's not Nevermind because that was their first record.
Okay.
C and D are too much of cleaners, so I'm gonna go with A, In Utero.
We're going to go with A. Okay.
And if it's wrong, uh-oh.
Let's take a look. The answer is In Utero. That is another correct answer. That's 2 right there. Which is, I mean,
That was my goal, but now it's time to really shoot the shot.
all right, now it's time to just
Go for it.
take it to the top. Go
is awesome.
undefeated. Question number 3. Who was the first WWE Universal Champion?
All right. Okay.
Let's take a look at the answers. We got Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor,
Finn Balor. Close enough, though.
Finn Balor,
There we go.
and just Goldberg.
Goldberg. All right. So I can actually give you a little fun fact about this, Corby.
Okay.
So Goldberg, all 4 of these guys have been Universal Champion. Goldberg was technically the oldest.
Okay.
Seth Rollins and Finn Balor wrestled in the first match for that championship. Kevin Owens. Anyway, okay, the correct answer to this is Finn Balor. He only held it for not even a full day because he hurt his shoulder in that match against Seth. And Kevin Owens won it the next night on Monday Night Raw.
Oh, wow.
Shout out.
Let's take a look.
The answer is Finn Balor.
Finn Balor is correct.
And
what?
I'm already above the goal.
That is crazy knowledge of the topic.
Dude.
Really dialed it down. Whole history lesson. That's impressive. I mean, you know your
2016.
stuff.
2016. August of 2016, by the way.
That is insane. Moving on to question number 4, horror-based. What is Leatherface's real last name? It's a bit of a mystery.
Okay. And there's some
Here we
choices.
go. We got 4 answers. Hewitt, I believe is what that is. We got Hewitt, we got Slaughter, Sawyer, and Carson. 2 of those are a little similar.
Well, I can also go ahead and say this.
I feel like Slaughter might be a little on the nose.
This is. I know. Oh no, dude, this is bad. Simply because, technically speaking, 2 of these are right, but
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
if it's, I'm gonna go with based off the 1974 one because that was the original. The two that it could be is Hewitt and Sawyer, but based off what I just said about the original, it should be Sawyer.
All right. I can't argue with that. Let's take a peek.
Jim
It is
Dyer.
Sawyer.
Yes,
That is
sir.
4.
Yes, sir.
Can we get to 5?
Woohoo.
Ladies
4
and
for
gentlemen,
4.
is it
4 for
possible?
4.
This is big. Here we go. The final question. What was Black Sabbath's first ever album? Here are your options. We got Paranoid, we got Tire, we got Volume 4, and we got Black Sabbath, self-titled. What is their first? For the 5 out of 5.
Well, process of elimination. We can get rid of Volume 4 because that was obviously their 4th record.
Okay.
I don't know if Tire's even a real thing here, so I am between Paranoid and Black Sabbath.
Okay.
I want to say Paranoid was the leading single off the record, titled Black Sabbath.
That's what we're going with?
Yes.
We're going with Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath.
All right. The answer, Black Sabbath. That is the 5 out of 5. That's the win. That is the quiz. Oh my gosh. He
Follow
actually
that up.
pulled it off. All right.
Follow that up.
All right. With that final question, that brings the Nerd Corner to a close. If you all enjoyed and want to see more from us, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to never miss an upload from us. Also, comment down below who you would want to see appear as a guest from KNWT. Wiley, thank you so much for joining me.
Of course. Thank you guys for having me.
I mean, just a remarkable performance. So to wrap this up, you want to join me for the closing?
Absolutely.
All right. Stay
Stay
nerdy.
nerdy.